Good morning. On today's show, find out how laughter can help get underprivileged families into their homes of their own.
Plus, the host of a Warbird show, Chris McDonald, is here to tell us something that's called aerospace archaeology.
And the Loft Film Festival is around the corner. Find out who's attending and how you can get involved. I'm Tina Jennings.
And I'm Maria Parmigiani. The Morning Blend starts right now.
It's a great day, so make it everything you want it to be. It's yours and it's mine. It's a great day to shine.
Good morning, Blenders. Happy Monday. And you may notice a new face on the couch.
Well, we alluded that I was the surprise.
Yes, last Friday. Yes, you're our big surprise. So,
Yes.
Tina, tell us your name. Where are you from? Give us all the stats.
Oh, you want my rundown? Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Tina Jennings, as I just got done saying. I'm coming home to Arizona, which I totally love. I grew up in Phoenix and lived there until I moved to Kentucky for about 3 years for a job, for a morning anchor position there. Kentucky was a little different for me. It was definitely an adventure to go and hang out and check out the South. Love the sweet tea. I was like, this is what I'm going to miss a lot about the South, is their sweet tea.
Yes.
And then I got the job here for the Morning Blend to come back to Arizona. My family, my friends, even my little doggy is here in Arizona. So I was like, oh, I get to spend more time with my dog.
Well, it's amazing to have you back here in Arizona, and we're so excited to have you here on the Morning Blend.
Yes, I'm super excited to be here, and as my first day, we actually have a super awesome show for you guys today. But first, let's take a moment to look at our photo of the day.
Today's photo is of Joe and Nubia. Joe works on the Morning Blend production staff, and he got married on the beach over the weekend at Rocky Point.
Now make sure you go to our website, TucsonMorningBlend.com, and enter for our photo of the day. Just go to TucsonMorningBlend.com. Click right there on the contest page, but be sure to explain what's happening in the photo as well.
October marks an important time for those to get into Medicare.
Dan Peterson, general manager of one of Tucson's leading healthcare establishments, CareMore, is here to actually tell us some more. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Now, let's kind of talk about October. It's kind of hard to imagine that it's already here. Yes. But October is actually a very busy time for you and for a lot of seniors.
It's a big month. This is the time of the year where Medicare beneficiaries can join a plan or leave a plan and look at their options. And it all starts on October 1st, this Wednesday, and we like to call this our great reveal, because that's the first day that Medicare plans can talk about their benefits and look at and show what's new and what's changing with their plan for the upcoming year.
So what does open enrollment mean for a senior?
So that's the window during the year that a senior can join a plan or leave a plan, and this year it's October 15th through December 7th. So during that window of time, they can look at their options and join or leave, and their coverage will be effective on January 1st of the upcoming year.
So it's a good date to put on the calendar.
Definitely, for sure.
And now, do we have anything that's new this upcoming year?
Well, every year the federal government looks at the cost of the Medicare program in general. It's a big part of our federal budget, as you know. And this year there aren't too many changes. The one thing I'd point out is that the coverage gap, the prescription drug benefit, Medicare's are paying, beneficiaries are paying a lower amount in the donut hole, the coverage gap, and that's going to change and reduce over the next few years through 2020.
And we all know that government websites and healthcare websites are so confusing, and just the process of getting healthcare can be confusing as well. Do you have any tips for our viewers out there that are looking to get into this open enrollment period? Yes,
Medicare.gov is the federal website, and that actually is pretty good. I'd recommend people take a look at it. Beneficiaries can also call 1-800-MEDICARE to learn. And then locally, we have a great organization called Pima Council on Aging, and they're a great organization. They help a lot of people year over year look at their options and look at what might fit for them. And then from a CareMore perspective, we have 4 great clinics around town, and potential beneficiaries can always stop into the CareMore clinics to learn more.
Good thing to know is that there's always resources available for you. So that's the first thing to know, kind of.
Absolutely. It's important for beneficiaries and their family members to know they have the chance to research and look at what's happening in the Medicare environment, to understand what's different between Medicare fee-for-service and Medicare Advantage health plans. They'll want to know what a certain health plan might do for coordination of care and what kind of clinical outcomes they're achieving. So there is quite a bit to research from a beneficiary perspective.
So how many health care plans are they looking at researching, and should they take in your opinion, should they take that entire open enrollment period to really look over everything, comb over everything, or once they find one that just kind of clicks, just go with it?
No, I would say they should look at everything from A to Z, soup to nuts. There are quite a few differences between traditional Medicare and Medicare Advantage health plans. So I always like to recommend to people that they look at the benefit structure first, what's covered, what's changing, what's new this year, and then also they should look at the costs that they may incur out of pocket, so co-payments, co-insurances, premiums. And then lastly, I think it's really important to look at the type of clinical model that a plan has. I'd recommend that people do research and look at some of the national accolades that certain plans are receiving for their outcomes and their care coordination.
I think that's great, Dan, to tell us that, there's resources, take your time, use that whole open enrollment. That was a great question, Maria, about, kind of shop around. It's just like anything else you would want to get involved with or kind of sign your name away to.
Absolutely, and especially with healthcare, it's so important to understand what choices you have and who's going to take care of you the best and what kind of support you might have behind you in a plan or with traditional Medicare. So it's a real key time for beneficiaries.
And you had touched on a little bit earlier that there are places here in Arizona locally that seniors can go to for more help to find out more information about Medicare.
Right. So Pima Council on Aging, again, is a great resource. The CareMore clinics are wonderful places to stop in. We always welcome prospective members and their families to stop in and learn about Medicare and CareMore in general. And then we do a number of seminars this time of year, and we have a number of wonderful benefit consultants that are happy to sit down with anybody and talk about Medicare, the Medicare Advantage space, what makes CareMore unique. So it's a multifaceted approach for us.
Absolutely. Well, Dan, is there anything else that you'd like to tell our viewers out there? We have so much information, and this is I can imagine that this can only be such a crazy time thinking about, the new insurance that you'll have to pick up and all the research you'll have to do.
Yeah, I'd like to emphasize the open enrollment window, so October 15th through December 7th. And I'd like to point out to beneficiaries that it's different from the Affordable Care Act exchange enrollment. So that law was passed to help the uninsured and underinsured. And Medicare beneficiaries really don't have to worry about that. They should focus on the Medicare open enrollment period, this 6-week window, where they can look at health plans, look at joining a plan, switching a plan. And then I also wanted to point out that there's some misperception about Medicare plans as it relates to the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. That law was passed in 2010, and the fear then was that Medicare Advantage plans would stop growing and shrink. But that's been proven to be wrong. In fact, Medicare plans have had a real steady increase. And you may have seen in some of the political commercials, Medicare Advantage is a real popular program. And in Pima County alone, we have about 42% of our beneficiaries on Medicare plans. So it's been very successful across the country and especially here in Pima County.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for your help this morning and all the information that you've given us and you've given our viewers about Medicaid in the open enrollment period and CareMore.
Thank you. My pleasure.
CareMore's open enrollment is set to start October 15th and runs through December 7th. You can visit CareMore.com or call 877-211-6614 to learn more. Again, that's CareMore.com and 877-211-6614.
All right, well, coming up, remnants of the past come in many different forms. We'll talk to an expert who finds those missing pieces through something called aerospace archaeology. We'll tell you more. Stay tuned.